get started in child's pose. So you can come into a child's pose with your legs close together or far apart. I like to open my knees wide and let my belly and chest fall through, but you could come into a narrower child's pose, letting the head relax and the elbows relax, letting the hands relax. And before we get into our breath, just rock your forehead side to side, trying to massage that third eye space, that space between the eyebrows. And then take a moment just in stillness and notice how your body feels. So you all stay in child's pose. I'm going to come into a seat so it's a little easier to talk. In that child's pose, notice how your hips feel. Notice how your knees feel and your ankles. Notice how your shoulders and your neck feel. So those can be places where we hold tension. And if you feel tense in any of those places, trying your best to relax. And maybe that's taking a deep breath and then feeling that part of the body get a little less tense. And then start to notice how you're breathing right now. There is no right way to breathe, there's no wrong way to breathe. Right now you're just observing yourself. Filling up as much as you can. And then letting as much of that air go as possible in the exhale. So over time, these breaths get longer and deeper. We'll start with 5 rounds of breath together today. Take a big, full breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, big exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale a little bit longer. Match the same amount with the exhale. 2 more, your pace. And then closing the mouth, constricting the throat. Breathing in through the nose. Breathing out through the nose. Ardha Ujjayi breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. 3 more, the same cadence on your own. And even though you're breathing out through the nose, you might hear the sound more in the back of your throat. One more round. And then you get to decide which of those breaths work better for you. Is it the open mouth exhale or the breathing through the nostrils exhale? And whichever one you decide, start to find your own cadence. And you may begin to move the body a little bit in your child's pose, rocking your hips side to side, maybe starting to reach your elbows off of the mat and start to stretch the arms a little bit farther forward. So maybe starting to take a little more action and length in the shape rather than feeling like really heavy and relaxed. You've got 3 more breaths like this, and as always, you're welcome to set an intention for these 45 minutes we have together. And that intention may move from on the mat to off the mat. So focusing in on one word or a short phrase that lights you up, that makes you feel good, and something that's also meaningful to you today in this moment. And start to, if you haven't already, begin to walk your hands over to the right side. So finding that little diagonal stretch. You may step your left hand on top of your right to get a little deeper into the left side body. And then keep walking all the way to the right. Right hand is on the ground, left arm stretches overhead. So you're getting this nice delicious side bend into the body. And then bring yourself back the same way you came, into that diagonal, back to center. Same thing left side. So start with that diagonal child's pose stretch. This time reaching your right side body super duper long. And then keep walking to the left for that side bend. So now you're just sitting on your hips. Right arm is over the head. And then bring yourself into a seat. And we'll make our way to tabletop. If you want to turn that music on, now's a good time that you can start that playlist. And we'll begin today just circling the body. When we do this sometimes, it's not a yoga pose per se, but it's just a nice way to kind of get some organic movement in the joints. And then start to go the other way. And this could look exactly like me, it could look really different, just finding circles, whatever you interpret that as. And then coming back to center, dropping the belly, pulling the heart through, that ever traditional cow pose, letting the belly just relax. And then exhale, start to round into the spine, pulling the belly button up and in, maybe drawing the chin all the way to the chest. One more time, inhale for cow, pulling the heart through the arms, and then exhale into cat. And from here, finding a nice neutral spine. We'll start with a little bit of core work, tuck the toes, hover the knees just an inch, maybe even less off the mat. If they're barely off the mat, nothing else in your body has changed. You're supporting that low back with that front core. You're pushing your hands into the mat, maybe spreading your scapula apart. Start to shift the body weight forward and back. And you may go really far forward, and you may come into kind of like a half child's pose, half down dog shape with bent knees. So just like those circles, let this be what feels good for your body when you hear forward and back. And the next time you come back, pause here, look between the knees and gently start to lift the hips up, coming into a short version of down dog. You may be so short that you can actually get your heels all the way to the mat. And if you can't, don't worry about it. Deep breath in. Big breath out. Again, inhale. Exhale. And today we'll start at the back of the mat. So walk the hands to the feet. Bend the knees, grab behind the thighs or the calves, and shake your head yes and no. So your knees are bent, you're just really relaxed forward fold. And then let your head be heavy, almost like the crown of the head is reaching towards the floor. Can you tip the weight forward and start to lift the hips? And if you don't get fully straight in the legs, it's not a problem. So really early in class, just finding that sense of lengthening the back of the legs and the spine. On the next inhale, hands on the shins, half lift. Really lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. One more like that. Inhale, half lift. Find the power, find the energy, and then let it go on the forward fold. Bend the knees, let everything hang, slowly roll up. Vertebrae by vertebrae, coming all the way up. When you get to the top, reach up the back. Exhale, long back, dive all the way over the legs. Inhale, hands on the shins, half lift. Exhale, start to walk out to plank. And in our plank, we'll start to find some side movement. So bringing the hips to the right and the left. Again, this doesn't have to look exactly like I'm doing. You could hear side to side and interpret that in a way that feels best for your body. We'll take one more round, right and left. And then coming back to center. Starting out with just a nice strong side plank. We'll open the right side body on top of the left. You can bring your left hand or elbow to the center of the mat. Maybe today you stack your feet. Maybe you need the feet in front of each other or that the left knee is down. Taking one more breath here to root into the hand or the elbow and to lift the hips and the top arm up. And then come on back to plank. Take a moment, recalibrate. And then same thing other side. So left side plank, left side of the body is stacked over the right. Your version of side plank that works best in this exact moment. One more breath here. And then come on back to plank. Inhale, shift the body forward. Drop the knees if you need to. We'll bend the elbows for chaturanga. Remember, chaturanga is elbows right by the body. Like a tricep push-up, we're only coming halfway down. And then extend the arms to straight. Two more times, that nice strong chaturanga push-up on the toes or on the knees. Inhale to come down, belly tight, collarbone broad. One more time, inhale, chaturanga. Exhale, plank, push back, down dog. Now we're in that wider stance of down dog. Start to pedal out the knees one at a time. Maybe start to bend into the elbows. And again, find that organic movement. And you might even be stretching your legs really tall. You might be bending a knee and opening a hip. So just coming into those shapes, those movements that feel good. We have a couple more breaths here to just feel into that Tuesday afternoon body. And I don't know about you, but I've been feeling a little extra stiff from all of like the computer and sitting time. So really relish this. Do what you need to do to find that elongation and that opening. And then we'll once again come to the back of the mat, walking the hands to the feet. Different forward fold this time. Bend the knees a lot, almost like you're in half chair. Take those first two fingers around the big toe and the second toe of each foot. Drop the head again. Start to bend the elbows out to the sides, almost like you're really trying to muscle up through the arms and the back. And then again, you tip the weight forward, and maybe your hips come a little higher. Maybe your knees stay bent, or they come into that full extension. Take a deep breath in. Bend the elbows a little wider, deep breath out. Inhale, half flip, release the hands. Finding that length in the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Could be really heavy. One more time, inhale, half flip. Exhale, forward fold. This time, long back, reach out, reach up. Come all the way to stand, maybe a little back bend. And then bring the arms by the sides. Mountain pose, palms forward. Starting to really feel into those feet. Take a moment to just wiggle the toes. And then try to step them onto the mat one by one, really wide apart. Feeling that base of support in the entire foot. Inhale, lift the heels off the ground and just take a moment, see what happens, find your balance, and then exhale, drop the heels. Again, inhale, lift. Belly is starting to engage, so of the glutes, so of the quads, exhale, lower down. One more time, inhale to lift. Stay up, sweep your arms overhead, and it's fine if you're like falling all over the place, no big deal. Drop the heels, chair pose, and we'll take that traditional chair where the weight goes back. It's like a squat, but a little more precise. Knees are over ankles, hips go back. Chest and collarbones stay lifted, arms reach by the ears. If your shoulders are feeling tight today or you have an injury, you can bend the elbows a little bit and tip the hands to the hips. One more breath here to sit a little bit deeper. Step into the left foot, lift the right knee, one-legged mountain. Find the focus of your eyes forward. Inhale to extend the right leg. Take a breath in here. Take a breath out and then big step forward, high crescent lunge. Starting to twist the right arm back, left arm forward. We're going towards that right leg, so it's a closed twist and not an open twist. From here, left hand to the mat. Right arm to the ceiling, easy twist. Keep opening to the right, side plank. Second time we're here, and maybe try a different variation. Maybe you lift the top leg. Maybe you find your tree pose. If you want to get really fancy with it, you can grab the first two fingers around the big toe and find that hand to toe pose. One more breath. And then bend that right knee and step that right foot forward, low lunge, drop the left knee. Inhale, reach up, look up. Low lunge, Anjaneyasana, that deep, delicious back bend. Exhale, hands to the mat, pull back, half splits. And this might be where you grab your block or your water bottle to steady at least one side so you feel like you've got some extra support. Inhale, belly comes off of the thigh. Exhale, belly drops onto that right thigh. One more time like that. Inhale, create some space. And then make that space a little bit smaller. Bring your body weight forward. Take your block forward, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, drop the back heel, big warrior two. Right knee is bent, left leg is extended. Inhale, reverse your warrior, reach up and back, up and back. Exhale, side angle, reaching forward, you can rest that right arm on the leg. One more time, keeping that back foot rooted into the ground, back leg is straight. Side angle, reaching it forward. Little early balance, left hand to the hip, look at the ground. Again, this might be, again, where your water bottle or block comes in handy. If you decide to use it, make sure your right toes are facing directly forward and your object is about 1.5 to 2 feet in front of that right big toe. Start to slide your weight forward, push down into the right hand and right foot, and lift the left leg. Just like a side plank, you're stacking the top side of the body over the bottom side of the body. Maybe that top arm lifts. Really push out through that top heel. One more breath here. And step to the top of the mat, chair pose, sit low, reach high. Little movement in chair. Arms, feet back as you raise the heels. And then lower the heels and reach the arms up. 2 more times, almost like you are creating a little fan for yourself. 1 more time, inhale. Exhale, stand back and straighten the legs, lift the chest, bend the elbows, and exhale, fold all the way over. Inhale, half lift. Plant the palms, first vinyasa of class. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, chaturanga. We did 3 earlier, just 1 this time. Inhale, cobra or up dog. So hips are on the ground or off the ground. And then we meet down dog. Deep breath in. Big breath out. Again, deep breath in. Deep breath out. Walk your hands to your feet, coming to the back of the mat. No fancy forward fold. Inhale, half lift right away. Exhale, refold, root to rise, stand all the way up. Maybe a little back bend at the top. And then bring the arms by the sides. That mountain pose, Tadasana. Standing tall, once again, lift the feet off the ground, lift the toes off the ground, and then step them one by one as wide apart as possible. Keeping that sense of rooting, inhale, heels come off the ground. Exhale, gently lower. Legs stay really strong and straight. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. 1 more time. Inhale, lift up. Stay up, sweep the arms overhead. And this time, keep the heels up and slide into chair pose as a balance. If this doesn't feel good for your ankles, by all means, drop your heels. 1 more breath to sit a little bit lower. If you haven't yet, drop those heels, weight in the right foot, lift the left leg, one-legged mountain. Focus your eyes in front of you on the floor. Inhale, extend through the left leg like you're pushing out through the heel. You're trying to straighten as much as possible. And then big step forward, high crescent lunge. Take an inhale to lift, lift, lift. Exhale, twist, left arm back. You're going towards the front leg. Opening the body out. Maybe you sit a little bit lower. And then easy twist, right hand to the mat, left hand stacks over it. Start to open out into your version of side plank. Again, maybe you add a little flare of spice so you can keep it the same as the last time you were here. 1 more breath. And then bend that left knee and step it back forward. Drop the right knee, Vinyasa, that low lunge. Really dropping the hips down and forward, lifting the heart. And then hands to the mat, or again, you use your object on one side of the body for a little more steadiness. Inhale, space between belly and thigh. And then exhale, think about draping your body back down. 1 more time, stretching that left hamstring. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. All right, take your body weight forward. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, drop the back heel, warrior 2, other direction. Stay low in the hips. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Reach back, back, back. Stretching the waist. Exhale, reaching forward, side angle. 1 more time, inhale back. Exhale forward. That half moon balance. Again, grab that object if you want it. Make sure that your left toes are pointing towards the object, towards the front of the mat. Slide the body forward, press down on the left hand, left foot, and then begin to lift the right leg up. You want to be open to the right side of the mat. So your right hip is over your left, your right shoulder over your left. Maybe reach your right fingers up, take 1 more breath here. And then step to the top of the mat, chair pose, sit low, reach high. Just 2 times, arms back, heels up. Heels down, arms up. 1 more time. It can be really big. Drop the heels, standing back, and then the elbows lift the heart. Exhale, fold all the way over the legs. Inhale, half lift. Plant the palms, move through your vinyasa. And if you're newer to yoga, drop down to the knees, find your chest and chin, and then come into your cobra, that hips down, back bend, to meet and down dog, using the arms
When you get to down dog, 2 rounds of breath, nice and deep. And you're at home, you might be alone, you might not be, but hopefully you feel okay with taking a big exhale if that's what you need. Inhale, right leg lifts, different flow. Bend the knee, open the hip. Take that right knee, come forward, right leg outside of the right arm. Inhale, 3-legged dog, that bent knee. Right leg now comes to the left arm for a twist. Inhale, 3-legged dog, bent knee. Now right knee comes into the chest. Step the right foot between the hands, high crescent lunge. Hands pull to prayer. Sink the hips just a little bit lower. You might even want to wiggle the back foot back. Tip that body weight forward. Warrior 3. We're going to take that warrior 3 without the block or the water bottle. Tip that weight forward. Lift the left leg. So that lifted left leg is just as powerful in helping you balance as your bottom leg. Take one more breath here. And then tip the chest down ever so slightly. Lift the leg up ever so slightly. Toppling tree, that space between warrior 3 and standing splits. One more breath here. And then lift yourself all the way up, one-legged mountain. You've been here before, returning. This time, open that left knee out, tree pose. We can go high or we can go low. Ankle, calf, or thigh. Taking the arms up and maybe lifting the eyes and the chin up. So destabilizing yourself a little bit, making it harder to balance. Push your foot into your leg into your foot. One more breath here. And then step the left foot all the way back, big, solid warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle. This time a little bit different. Inhale, straighten your right leg, reverse triangle, straight leg, reaching back. And then keep the 2 legs straight, reach out and forward, triangle pose. And this might be, again, where you want your object, block or water bottle, to be a support for your right hand, so that you can really think about opening up your left side and not dropping and crunching your right waist. So we're long through both sides of the waist, we're long through the legs and the arms. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Start to square your body off. Slide that left foot in until the foot is flat. Take the hands to the hips and feel that they're square. So it feels like the right and the left hip are in line with each other, even though the feet are staggered. Start to draw the belly button into the spine. And then keeping this length, begin to drape the chest and the belly downwards. And stop when you feel like you've hit your edge and just let your head relax. Notice if you're gripping your toes really hard, relax those toes. Push through the heels, lift up through the hips, one more breath here. And then hands to the mat, slide that left foot back. And open out to that left leg, skandasana. Bend the left knee, straighten the right leg. So what was our front leg is now straight, knee and toes are up, back leg is bent. Remember that the shape looks different on different bodies. So sometimes the shape might look like a really higher side lunge. Sometimes it might look like a lift of the back heel. So whatever is more comfortable for your body, we're really just trying to stretch the inside of that front leg. Take one more breath here. And then weight comes between the 2 feet. You might want to bring the feet a little bit closer together, but still turned out. Right toes and left toes turned out. Lift yourself up, goddess squat, but we'll take those palms up, little wiggle in the hips, and then quiet those hips. We'll inhale to straighten the arms and the legs, and then exhale, pull the elbows all the way into the side body as you bend. 2 more times. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, goddess squat. One more time. Inhale, star. Exhale, goddess. Taking this a little bit deeper, bring the hands to prayer. Thumbs connect to the sternum. Keeping the length in the spine, tip forward. So really think about hinging at the hips. You might even feel like your hips are getting a little more open. And we're stopping at that halfway point, at that flat back. Inhale to open the arms out wide. Start to pull the shoulder blades towards each other. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more round, breath in. Breath out, star pose, long arms, long legs. Rotate to the front of the mat. Sweep the right leg up. This time square hips and straight right leg. Keep the right leg off the ground or not, roll forward to plank. Chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale for your back. Exhale, down dog. Left side, here we go. Left leg lifts, bend the knee, open that hip. Keep the knee bent, left leg comes to left arm. Plank in the body, drop the hips. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left leg, right arm, find the twist. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left knee into the chest. Step forward, high lunge. Once again, hands to prayer. Find that connection to the sternum. Tip the weight forward. Sliding into that warrior three. Remember, you don't want a droopy lifted leg. Push out through that foot as if it's against the wall behind you. And then that little tip for toppling tree. We're going down with the head and chest, up with the leg. It's not easy, so if you feel really wobbly or you need to hold onto a wall, go for it. One more breath. And then bring yourself all the way up that one-legged mountain again. We've been here before. Straighten through the left leg, lift through the torso. Open the right leg out, find your tree. It doesn't have to be on the inner thigh, it could be at the calf or the ankle. We'll start with hands in prayer. And we'll keep them here and just turn the head to look over the right shoulder. Slowly come back to center. Over to the left shoulder, and maybe you start to feel like you're going to lose your balance. Come back to center. Step the right foot all the way back, that big, wide, powerful warrior two. Keeping the shape of the legs, inhale, reverse to warrior. Exhale, side angle, that delicious side body stretch. Same stretch as straight legs. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Or reverse your triangle. Take a moment, pushing into the left foot, lengthening the left leg. And then keep the legs straight, reach the right hip back, and come out and down. Triangle pose, welcome to use that object under the left hand. Remember that we don't want the left waist to get shorter, we want to keep it long. So think about reaching out from the hips forward. Take one more breath here. And then squaring yourself off to the front of the mat, that pyramid pose. Right foot slides in a lot. I like to take mine in actually quite a lot to feel really stable. Right toes turn out a little bit, left toes stay forward. Hands on the hips, find that half lift. So it's a sensation of your spine moving away from your hips and your legs moving away from your feet. So there's a lot of oppositional action here. Keeping everything the same, just start to tip the body down. Pyramid pose, adding that balance challenge. When you get as far as you're going to go, press with the back foot, let the head relax. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more breath, inhale. Exhale. All right, lift yourself up. Start to turn towards that right foot and come all the way into that Skandasana, that side lunge shape on this side. So that same front leg we've been working with is now straight, still turn out, the knees up. And remember, this is that version of side lunge where it might look a little different than me, and that's fine. Taking one more breath here. And this time, instead of goddess, we'll come into a deeper stretch. Take the weight between the two legs, turn the toes forward, and I'll face the camera. Turn the toes forward and fold all the way over. Shake the head, yes. Shake the head, no. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Again, inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. We'll go deeper into the stretch. Feel free to bend your knees. Turn your fingers away from the camera and start to walk back. Let your head drop. And then maybe start to tip your weight forward like we did in the beginning of class. Coming into long legs. Feeling the weight in the balls of the feet and the toes. Take one more breath here. And then slowly crawl yourself to the front of the mat. Step that left leg up. Go through your vinyasa. Zip the legs together, lift the heels to the back of the mat, bend the knees, look between the thumbs, step or float top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, root to rise, stand all the way up. Palms come to heart center. Maybe close the eyes, deep breath in, deep breath out. One more round of breath. Maybe coming back to that intention. We'll keep the hands at prayer. One more round of sun V. Feet together. Sit as low as you can. Everything is touching. Your inner knees, your inner thighs, your inner ankles. We'll twist to the right without hooking the left elbow. So start to turn the right elbow up, left elbow down. Notice if your hips and your knees skewed towards the right. Keep them centered. It's just your ribs, the mid-back, and the elbows. Return to center. Same thing other side. So it's a really deliberate and intentional twist that maybe doesn't feel like you can go far, and that's okay. Come back to center. And now drop a little bit lower. Think half chair. Belly and thigh are super close. Twisted chair. Now see if you can hook your left elbow outside of your right thigh. And if you can't, don't worry about it. It's still a great squat. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Come back to center. We haven't left the chair pose. Return to the other side. Hook that right elbow outside the left thigh. Leverage that to twist a little bit deeper. Like you're bringing out your organs. One more breath. Come back to center. And you can decide, either you sit a little lower and reach your arms forward for half chair, or you bring your hands to prayer and you come into a toe balance with a tall spine. Or you take your hands forward, flatten your palms, taking your knees outside of your arms or at your triceps for crow. And if you're taking crow, you want to keep looking forward. You want to keep the shelf of the arms, and when you're ready to, one foot first, point the toe to your groin, then the other foot. 2 more breaths wherever you are. And if you decided to half chair, great for strengthening the thighs. Same with toe balance. 1 more breath. And then everybody fold forward, shake it out. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the palms, go through your vinyasa. And these vinyasas are a great way to just wring out after we hold poses for a little longer. Right leg lifts, 3-legged dog. Keep everything straight, roll forward to plank. Left hand stays down, open out, cycling to the right. Try to keep some space between the right leg and the left leg. And then take the ball of the right foot behind you. Keep the heel up, push down into the left foot, and lift the chest. Coming back to 3-legged dog, right hand to the mat, right leg extends, step through high lunge. Incorporating both of the flows we did before, twisted lunge, right arm back, left arm forward. Easy twist, left hand to the mat, right arm up. Square yourself forward, power lunge. This time, in that diagonal, arms stay forward. Challenge yourself. Keep reaching forward, warrior 3. See if you can keep your arms right in line with your ears. Toppling tree, now hands to prayer. Tip the torso down, lift the left leg up. Pull that left knee in, one-legged mountain. Before we tree, kick that left leg forward, deep breath in. Deep breath out. Open the left leg out. 1 round of breath in tree, so commit to it. Arms wherever you want. Inhale. Exhale. Step the left foot back, big warrior 2. Inhale to reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle. 1 more like this. Inhale to reverse. Exhale, side angle. Right into half moon. Top hand to the hip, slide forward. Grab your object, or maybe try this as a balance. 1 more breath here. Bend the right knee, step back, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse triangle, straightening the right leg. Exhale, triangle, reaching out and down. 1 breath in. 1 breath out. Bring yourself up, step your left foot forward. Pyramid pose, half lift, hands to prayer. Stopping at that halfway point, deep breath in, deep breath out. Chair pose, top of the mat, sit low, reach high. Lift the heels off the ground, squeeze the legs together. We will all toe balance. Sliding down, tall spine, deep breath in. Deep breath out, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, halfway. Plant the palms, move through your flow. Remember that yoga is a little different than other modalities of movement. We're trying to move with the breath. It's really intentional. Left leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, roll forward, straight arm, straight leg, plank, left foot off the ground. Open out side plank so you can keep the space between the top and bottom legs. Step the ball of the left foot behind you. Push down into the feet to lift the heart. Wild thing is what this pose is called. Feels a little wild. Come on back, left hand down, left leg up. Step forward, high lunge. Twisted lunge, left arm back, right arm forward. Right hand to the mat, easy twist. Square yourself up, power lunge, that diagonal lunge, arms by the ears again. Challenging the variation here, warrior three, just like we did last side last time. Now hands to prayer, inhale to tip, a little bit down the chest, a little bit up with the right leg. Exhale, one-legged mountain, lift everything up, right knee comes with you. Extend the right leg out, one breath in, one breath out. Open that leg, tree pose, set it up. One round of breath, arms wherever you want. Step that right foot back, big warrior two. Two dancing warriors, inhale, reach back. Keep the left knee bent, exhale, reach forward. Again, inhale, reach back. Exhale, reach forward. Half moon, right hand to hip, slide it forward. Push down on the left leg, lift the right leg. Focus your eyes, whether that's down, forward, or up, doesn't matter. Slowly bend the left knee, step the right foot back. Inhale, reverse triangle, that straight leg, reach back. Exhale, triangle, that straight leg, reach out, down, and forward. So a lot of planes of movement here. One more breath. Lift yourself up, slide the right foot in, facing the hips towards the front of the mat, half lift, pyramid pose. Finding that balance, deep breath in, deep breath out. Step to the top of the mat, chair pose, sit low, reach high. Bring the legs together if they aren't already, hands to prayer. One last toe balance. This time, a little bit of a different variation. Open the knees out to the sides. Fold your body forward. And feel that extension from the head to the hips. If you want this to be a little more of a balance, wrap one arm around the ankle, and then maybe the other arm around the other ankle, clasp the hands, and just see what happens. Deep breath in, deep breath out. If you have the hands, release them. Both pose. Grab your towel or your strap. You're going to take that object around the feet, and if you don't have one close to you, don't worry about it. You can do this without it. Start with the thighs close to the belly, knees bent, flexing the feet. So you're holding that towel or strap on either side of it, one in each hand. See if you can keep your belly and thigh close to each other, and maybe straighten the legs, and it's fine if they don't get fully straight. So this is actually a hand to big toe pose variation of this core work. Instead of making you do this without a little assistance, we're using that strap. Take a deep breath in. Can you move through the sits bones to lift through the spine? And then a little bit of fun. We're going to rock back and rock forward. And see if you can balance. It's kind of hard to balance at the top, but that's where your core engagement comes in. And maybe like me, you use a little too much momentum and you topple forward. One more time, inhale to come back. Exhale to come forward. One more breath here, get longer, get taller. And release the strap, cross the shins, plant the palms, step to plank, move through that vinyasa. Inhale, right leg lift. lifts. Bend the knee, open the hip, and then step the right leg through. Knee is bent. So you're trying to bring your right foot towards your left arm and your right knee out to the right side of the mat. Left knee is facing the mat. I like to tuck my toes because of some knee injuries, but the traditional variation here is back toes are untucked. Before you fold forward, make sure that both of your hip bones are facing forward versus resting on this right butt cheek and kind of opening this left hip, really squaring off. And if there's space, like I've got some space here, I can put a towel underneath me or a block and give myself a little more support. So feel free to go for that. Inhale, before we fold forward, get a little bit taller, and then find that fold forward. You have 4 of your slowest breaths. Full inhale, full exhale. Last 3 on your own here. And what can you let go of? Is there something you've been holding on to, some tension that you have that really is just hindering you and not helping you at all? Can you let it go? All right, slowly start to bring your torso up. Take your weight in your right butt cheek and swing that left leg around. Setting up Janu Shirshasana, you're welcome to grab that strap or that towel again if you want. Right foot is in tree pose, it's snuggled into the left inner thigh. You're turning your chest and belly to the left leg. This is where if you want the strap, you can strap up the left foot or towel up the left foot. Inhale to get tall. Today we'll fold by bending the elbows out to the sides, keeping the spine long and stopping when you start to feel that like computer driving hunch happen. Keep the length. Like you're a turtle pulling out of your shell. One more round of breath here. And then lift yourself up. If you have a strap around that left foot, keep it there and stretch both legs forward. Stack pose. Simple pose where we've got long legs and a long spine. Start to feel if your belly is kind of relaxed and distended. Start to activate the core so it's easier to sit tall. And then grabbing either side of that object to lift that left leg. And again, if you don't have the strap, you can lift without holding on to an object. It makes it actually a little more challenging. Keeping the spine long, maybe you can bend the elbows and lift that leg a little bit higher. Then we'll take this to a twist. You may want to lower the leg a few inches. Grabbing the strap in the right hand or taking the right hand outside of the left foot. Take the left hand behind you first and turn to look over the left shoulder. We're still in that tall spine, so if you've kind of like leaned back here, see if you maybe let the leg go lower, you can keep the tall spine. And if this feels okay, you want a little more of a balance challenge, you reach that left arm all the way back, or you can take it around the back to the right hip crease for a little half line. Deep breath in, deep breath out. All right, coming back to the front of the mat. Shake those legs out. Let go of that strap towel. Go through flow if you want it. If you don't, down dog is a meeting spot. Inhale, left leg lifts. Step through half pigeon. Again, we're bringing that left foot over to the right arm. Left knee is coming to that left edge of the mat. Right knee, the back knee faces the ground. Again, I tuck my toes because of an injury, but the traditional variation is an untuck. Before you fold, find that sense of lifting up through the pubic bone. Slide in your props as you want to, and then begin to fold. 4 breaths here. First one together, last 3 you alone. Deep breath in. Let it go. Keep going. Maybe noticing how this side feels in comparison to the other side. Does it feel different at all? Okay, yogi, start to bring that torso up. Weight into the left hip, swing the right leg around, set up that Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose. Left foot is in a tree, returning to the straight right leg, strapping up, toweling up if you want to use that prop. Getting really tall. This is all about lengthening the spine in every one of the next poses. Then the elbows wide and start to fold forward. Keeping that imagery of that turtle popping out of its shell. One more breath here. And then lift yourself up. Keep that object, if you have it, straighten both legs forward. That staff pose. Simple pose, but not necessarily easy. Engage the belly. Lift that right leg up. If you have the object, you're bending your elbows. Notice if you, again, have started to kind of round the back, coming into a C curve. Maintain length. Maybe the right leg lifts higher. Then we go for our twist. Left hand to the strap, or to the outside of the right foot. Right hand comes behind you. Again, monitoring if you tip forward or back. Let the leg go if so. And then maybe you lift the right arm up, maybe you come into that half line. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more round of breath. And then come on back to center. Release that strap. If you want one more vinyasa, go for it. If not, we're going to meet on our back. So if you want to go ahead and get there, get there. If a last flow would feel nice in your body, go for it. And however you want to get onto your spine, do it. We'll take one back bend, 4 breaths, and then drop on into our final resting pose. If you have upward facing bow, commonly known as wheel in your practice, you can do it safely at home. Go ahead and bring the hands flat by the ears. If you don't feel safe in doing that or know what I'm talking about, bridge is wonderful, and I would demo bridge. Arms by the sides, feet flat, pull the belly button to the spine. Everybody inhale, lift your hips. Stay for the exhale. Inhale. Can you lift your hips higher? Exhale. 2 more breaths. Can you create more length between your knees and your hips? Last round. Exhale, slowly lower down. Feet go to the edges of the mat, knees knock in. Windshield wiper side to side. Draw both knees into the chest and continue that rocking now is on your spine. And if you feel like there are other poses you would like to do before you finish up, go for it. If you're ready for Shavasana now, go ahead and straighten the arms and the legs. Make sure you feel comfortable. If you could get more comfortable, maybe you want to put pillows under your knees. Some of you may want a little extra groin stretch, bringing the feet together and the knees wide. For some of us, this is the best part of class. For some of us, this is the hardest part of class. Because we're not doing work. But let yourself ease in to relaxation. It's just as important and just as valuable as all of the work that we did in the body and with the breath. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth and release. And start to move the body
Fingers, toes, hands, and feet are nice places to start, and then you can just let that movement travel through the body. Starting to feel that energy go through you, extend out from you. And before you find a seat, roll onto one side or the other and really tuck into a tight little ball. So this fetal position is a symbol of rebirth from this time on the mat, this yoga practice on the mat, to yoga practice that you can take into your day. Maybe the intention you set feels perfect for the rest of Tuesday. Maybe it doesn't, and if it doesn't, there's time to set that new intention. When you're ready to make your way into a comfortable seat, I like to sit on a block between my feet, but you can sit however you want. Arms can be resting down or in prayer if that feels comfortable. Well, I'll take a moment to just gently bow our heads, acknowledging our practice together, finishing up with one more round of breath. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. The light and teacher in me sees and honors the light and teacher in each of you. Thanks for joining.